So I'm walking home through the forest here. There's some fog. There's some fog. Pretty dark. I have the flashlight on, but just thought I'll make another video. I don't see where the moon is. Even stars, but I don't see the moon. So yeah, I got a couple of kilometers to walk home. So I'm just gonna record this and put it on YouTube. It's gonna be boring, but I mean it's recording my life. It's my video blog, my vlog, vlog. I'm not gonna, I'm not really gonna say anything, I think, but just gonna walk and record. So I got this weird fear of the number 8. I don't know, it's sort of weird. I don't know. I mean, there's something scary about the number 8. I feel like it's haunting me. The number 8 is haunting me. The infinite, 33 put together. I don't know. I mean, it's just something eternal and the infinite. I mean, it's just. But who cares? I'm anonymous on this channel, so. Uh, okay, so I got like no money, no food. But who cares? Who cares? It's a nice start. So I saw this video of a Komodo dragon that was like eating deer. That was pretty disgusting. I mean, that's good we don't have these Komodo dragons in Denmark. Brian Staley calls the stars watchers. He just wrote me on YouTube, by the way. Thank you, Brian. I love you. I love your work, man. Amazing. Wow. Thank you. He calls stars watchers. That's actually the Lovecraftian concept. When in many ways he's like a living Lovecraft. He's from Boston, Massachusetts. I spent 3 months there in 1999. I remember I saw 2 movies, The Blair Witch Project and the Kubrick Eyes Wide Shut. Thought Blair Witch Project is very good. I don't understand how you can say that's a bad movie. I mean, it's like pretty exciting. I mean, it's like Slender Man, right? Yeah, I don't mean to freak myself out right now by talking about scary shit. I mean, also this Paul is dead. I mean, Mike Williams. I like Mike Williams from Sage of Quay podcast. I mean, some of that shit is just unbelievably freaky. He's like, oh yeah, don't talk about like, he doesn't want to talk about like adrenochrome or pedophilia or something. But this Paul is dead is just extremely disturbing stuff, even for a horror fan like me. I like the Mandela Effect and Paul is dead because the horror topics are like urban legends, campfire tales, and I mean he's got some recordings that's like when you play Let It Be backwards or something. It's like it sounds so freaky. I don't even want to repeat what it says right now because I would freak myself out. So, around here there's an apple tree, by the way. There's also a lot of like other fruits here. Not in this forest, but around in the area of the gardens. But yeah, I don't even want to say, but it's just extremely freaky. And I was like in my mother's basement, and I had the light on, and and I remember like I was like lucid dreaming almost like this. So it was this like long podcast, 4-hour long presentation. And then at some point somebody said, yeah, keep the lights on at night because I felt like that as well. I'm not gonna turn the lights off after listening to that. And also he's got like footage of Paul McCartney, Billy Shears or William Shepard or what's his name, where he's like some kind of like latex mask on apparently in an interview. I mean, isn't that freaky? That's just scary. Maybe all this plastic surgery talk is actually about wearing latex masks, like body doubles and stuff. Like they don't clone, they just have doubles with these kind of like Mission Impossible masks on. I mean, if it's possible in Mission Impossible, then should be. Actually I'd like to see those movies. I haven't really. I was thinking about Bourne today, Bourne Identity movies, but I have seen all 5, so and remember them clearly. So, but I like to see Mission Impossible series because I don't really remember that very clearly. So yeah, actually I'd like to rewatch those. So it would be cool, like maybe making Ethan Hawke versus Jason Bourne. versus James Bond versus Batman or something. But anyway, yeah. So it's completed it. Also, I've been looking into Bruce Lee because I just I mean it's obvious everything's fake. Everything's fake in Hollywood, right? So what is Bruce Lee's real name? Who is he really? Who was Brandon Lee? Who's Shannon Lee? Who's Linda Lee Cadwell? Obviously they're not who we think they are. Uh, and of course the media is in cahoots. They're in on it. So when you see some mainstream program, we're not gonna get the truth. And so when you see Bruce, coach, what you see is real. But as I said in another video, I just what I find ridiculous is there's so little grappling or so little jiu-jitsu. Once with the few scenes there are, he's excellent. I mean, just top class, uh, top class jiu-jitsu. Clearly, easily black belt. Grappling jiu-jitsu. Of course, yeah. And also maybe some of his moves like sweeping legs, leg sweep, stuff like that. I mean, it's almost like a mixture between jiu-jitsu and I mean, is that a kick or is it something else, right? So and the flying kick. I mean, he invented that, right? I mean, that's like you see it in so many computer games and stuff. They didn't even exist before he. But yeah, so I'm not putting Bruce Lee down or anything, but it's just for example, there's this picture where obviously fake picture with him training with his son. It's just so obviously photoshopped. There's so many obvious mistakes in that picture. For example, he's in a kitchen. He's in like, why would he train in the kitchen? And he looks like he's in his 20s, early 20s. But it would be around 1970 because Brandon Lee was born in 1965, February 1st, 1965. So he would have been. That would have been, and he just didn't look at all like he was around 30. He looked like he was in his early 20s. So, yeah, and even stuff like that, you would have to reconsider. Like when you look at Jim Morrison, was also like a. If you look at Operation Mockingbird, it's like that's about combining cultural propaganda with other intelligence operations and like people like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck also part of Operation Mockingbird and also this CNN journalist that has a background in CIA. So that's a little suspicious, right? And of course the why is the cultural department, for example in Denmark, the Minister Joy Mogensen, who's Minister of Culture, because she's just part of the propaganda machine. she's just gonna say the same as. I mean, she doesn't really have a cultural angle. She might as well be just a propaganda minister. You know what I mean? But anyway, so what was I? Oh yeah, Brian Stavely. I'm so happy Brian Stavely wrote me on YouTube. I just really love that guy. The way he breaks down 9/11. It's just amazing. And so it's his conversations with James Fetzer there. They're just hilarious. They are, I mean, absolutely hilarious. I don't know. Maybe it's unfair to call people shills and control the position all the time, because it could just be that people like David Icke and Alex Jones, for example, they're like a beginner introduction into that kind of study area. And people like, say, Niels Harrit and Fetzer, if they really, I talked with Niels Harrit, the Danish 9/11 researcher, with the nanothermite and stuff, and he just doesn't believe that. He really doesn't believe in the no plane theory. He's not doing it because he's some kind of shill or control of position. He just believes that there were two planes in New York that day. So people, of course, we don't believe that, but it's a little unfair to call them shills and control of position, because because they make that mistake. It's a big mistake, certainly, but you know, many people are really that dumb. So his conversations with James Fetzer, it's like 9 hours. Also Simon Shack from September Clues, who's also impressed by Brian, and he said something like, "It's amazing how you present things," and yeah, I agree. Brian has this laser-like ability to present the topic. It's really quite extraordinary. I don't know. He says something about him not being a genius, but I disagree. I think he's an absolute genius. I talked with him for 5 minutes on Dose of Reality. I called in. That was awesome. We had a lovely conversation, and I'm definitely going to contact these guys again one day. I'm just gonna follow them and keep supporting. It's a good fight, mental fight. And so James Fetzer, well, these I think they are on Odyssey and Rockfin, and they're just absolutely hilarious. So even though he might be full of shit, James Fetzer, he's really also a really good entertainment. And then like, if you ask Niels Harrit, the Danish nanothermite guy, so he's like, just, oh, Jody Woods is bullshit. So what's a directed energy weapon? You know, anything would be a directed energy weapon. Like, so yeah, I agree with him about that one. what's yeah, I'm really, wow, man, so awesome that Brian wrote me a reply, because he's really having a hard time with censorship on YouTube. Same with me and many other. I also have problems with censorship. Many people do. I was like in I've been like a patron supporter of some horror channels like Moose, Exploding Heads, and 22 Shots of Moose and Moods and Horror or something. And they were just like fuck you towards me, like both of them basically. Or like, yeah, fuck you, you know. So but even though I had like personal problems with them, I have to admit that the way they analyze movies like the Hellraiser franchise and Exploding Heads doing the Friday the 13th, it's really impressive how they break down those movies. So yeah, so alright, so there's this creepy guy who lives over there in that he lives in that bush shit. This creepy guy called Thomas. I'm just gonna record that now. Well, actually, he's a nice guy and everything. I met him a couple of times, and I mean, it's this guy who just thinks he's mentally ill, but of course he's not. He's not at all mentally ill. In fact, he's more sane than most other Danish people. He's probably more sane than like 95, at least 95 or 99, maybe 99%. Yeah, I would say. I mean, what's insane about him? Nothing. He doesn't hurt anyone. He can speak when he wants to. He has dignity in his eyes. He's not whatever, whatever. So what you gonna do? Yeah, so now I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna upload now. I'm out of the forest and gonna upload this now.